Today, we will venture into the world of medicine, specifically the field of hematology, to answer the question, why is cardiovascular disease status important for the treatment of MDS? MDS is a group of diseases that negatively affects the bone marrow. MDS alters the production of hematopoietic stem cells, which in turn prevents them from properly generating erythrocytes, the cells responsible for the transport of oxygen, leukocytes, the body's defense against invaders, and thrombocytes, which are instrumental to blood clotting. MDS is a cancer most prevalent in the elderly. It has severely negative effects on the quality of life of affected patients, and at this point, survival prognoses don't look good. The better we understand MDS, the better we can treat it. Last summer, I got the chance to be part of a new discovery. Doctors choose treatments for patients based on prognoses, which depend on many factors. The statistical models that combine these factors have to be accurate, or the patient could be under or overtreated. Before, all statistical models showed that there was no difference in survival of MDS patients with and without cardiovascular disease, so CV status had always been treated as an unimportant factor and was not included in any models. Much to our surprise, when the study looked at MCV, a widely accepted prognostic factor for MDS patients, we found that it was only significant in one of the groups, the CV-positive patients, and not significant at all in the other group, the CV-negative patients. This discovery raised an important question. Are there any other predictors used in the clinic to decide on the best treatment that are also impacted by cardiovascular disease? In other words, is it possible that CV-positive and negative patients are so prognostically different that treating them the same way is like putting apples and oranges in the same box? We did more research to find out. When we looked at platelet count, we found out that it only predicted prognosis in CV-negative patients. When we looked more closely at hemoglobin, we discovered that although it was predictive for both groups, a medium hemoglobin level meant completely different things prognostically between the CV-positive and CV-negative groups. We went through a list of predictors commonly used or ignored in the clinic and kept discovering more and more measures like RIPSS index, red blood cell distribution width, ferritin levels, ferritin changes, presence of renal diseases and cancers, that have a completely different impact on MDS survival for patients with and without cardiovascular disease. Based on this research, we can say that using the same methods to predict patient prognosis for those with and without cardiovascular disease will result in wrong treatment decisions. Knowing cardiovascular disease status of the MDS patient is crucial, and separate models are necessary for prognosis predictions and therefore treatment. You can't put apples and oranges in the same box.